Journey to self-elevation, steps for consciousness. Shift with Jeshua's guidance. Embrace detachment, transmutation, and unconditional love for higher consciousness. Jeshua's word supports the journey towards the elevation and shift of your consciousness. I, Jeshua, am delighted to present you with this detailed explanatory text, shedding light on your abilities to extricate yourselves from the dark matrix, from the mass consciousness, in order to reconnect with the divine state of your essence. This will enable you to manifest it in your embodied aspect. These lines have been composed under my guidance as my interpreter has fully experienced it. I would like the foundation of this document to become an emblematic reference point on which you can always rely in any circumstance. I have included the influx of my love for all of you, whoever you are, in such a way that those who read it are infused with the codes of the new energy it contains deep into the core of their cells and throughout all their bodies. Remember, my dear ones, remember the quantum shift of my consciousness as I describe it in my letters, the Letters of Christ Atlantean editions. Many of you are now reaching this state of self-realization. Certainly do not compare anything. Each one ascends to higher frequency planes in their own way and at their own pace. However, even if you still feel like you're navigating through great upheavals, know that you have torn away most of the veil that kept your vision fixed on the inevitable human identification with the body of suffering, attachments, traditions, fears, and everything that follows. Now, if you experience fear, stress, anxiety, anger, questioning, judgments are part of it, it indicates the extent of your disconnection from the source. Fear is the energy of the ego, which means that darkness and conditioned mind are still governing your life. Step 2. Do not limit your potential. Do not confine your abilities or satisfactions to areas and behaviors that encourage you to remain within the normative frameworks of the old world, giving you a false sense of moral comfort, making you believe you're happy despite everything, or that you have done or understood better than the rest of the world. Remember, as long as you adhere to the Matrix's rules, everything urges you to adapt to the inflexible confines of the archontic consciousness. Step 3. Embrace detachment and transmutation. Vibrationally speaking, a majority of you still carry subtle bodies infested with parasites. Of course, this isn't visible to the physical eye. Some have dislocated and corroded bodies due to enduring mistreatment, ignorance, and the torments of the dark consciousness. Others are merely vast gaps surrounded by stiff, sometimes rusted contours. And still, others are filled with smoke, dust, cottony masses, as they have accumulated false beliefs, false certainties, false teachings to the point of suffocation. That's why I speak here of my own consciousness shift, because all of you are on the path, aiming to reach this state after vibrational deprogramming and transmuting the karmic and generational transmission links that anchor you to the lower matrix grid. Step 4. Understanding self-realization. So, what are we talking about? What is the state of self-realization? What unmistakable indicators can you rely on when this state engulfs you? The state of self-realization elevates your consciousness above the matrix, connecting you directly with the divine universe. Even if you can't quite put it into words, everything you are vibrates with this evidence without needing explanation or justification. Your egoic part fades naturally as you stop analyzing or approaching life in linear terms. Step 5. The power of unconditional love. Your part is to be guided by your soul, for you instinctively sense that you have always been it, meaning God, the supreme universal consciousness, that it has always watched over you wonderfully, and that everything else was merely conditioned intellectual reflexes of the lower consciousness indoctrination. Guidance's objective isn't to satisfy the ego's desires according to its previously planned materialism, but rather to lead the being to the full accomplishment of the soul's intentions. Step 6. Embrace detachment and transmutation. Vibrationally speaking, many of you are still carrying subtle bodies infested with parasites. Of course, this isn't visible to the physical eye. Some have dislocated and corroded bodies due to enduring mistreatment, ignorance, and the torments of the dark consciousness. Others are merely vast gaps surrounded by stiff, sometimes rusted contours. And still, others are filled with smoke, dust, cottony masses, as they have accumulated false beliefs, false certainties, false teachings to the point of suffocation. This is why I'm discussing my own consciousness shift here, because all of you are on a journey to reach this state after you've vibrationally deprogrammed and transmuted the karmic and generational transmission links that anchor you to the lower matrix grid. Step 7. Understanding self-realization. So what exactly is the state of self-realization? What unmistakable signs can you trust when this state envelops you? The state of self-realization lifts your consciousness above the matrix, establishing a direct connection with the divine universe. Even if you struggle to articulate it, everything you are resonates with this certainty, without the need for explanation or justification. Your egoic aspect naturally diminishes as you stop analyzing or interpreting life linearly. Step 8. The power of unconditional love. It's your role to be guided by your soul as you instinctively understand that you've always been it, meaning God, the supreme universal consciousness, that it has always been marvelously watching over you, and that everything else was mere conditioned intellectual reflexes of the lower consciousness indoctrination. The purpose of guidance is not to satisfy the ego's desires based on its previous materialistic planning, but rather to lead the individual toward the full realization of the soul's intentions. These steps and insights from Jeshua's message are aimed at helping you navigate the journey towards self-elevation and transformation. By embracing detachment, transmutation, and the power of unconditional love, you can shift your consciousness, reconnect with your divine essence, and manifest a life aligned with higher frequencies and deeper understanding. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for looking at us. Until the next time, stay motivated, stay focused, and continue on your way to abundance. You are capable of it.